Hey. What's up? Alright, I know what it looks like. I haven't put out a video in months, and I really promised everyone, my friends, really, that I'd put a video out. So the intro was supposed to look something like this.
Do a kickflip! Yo, do a kickflip! Do a kickflip!
And I have crippling anxiety, so it's really hard to do that. On top of other factors. But the video's up now, so hope you guys enjoy. Check it out.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the game that changed a generation and also heals all wounds. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was developed by Neversoft and published by Activision in 1999 on the original PlayStation and was soon ported to the Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, and the Dreamcast. Eventually there was a remaster for the game that came out in 2020, but we'll cross that road when we get to it. The Pro Skater series got a lot of people into skateboarding, including myself. The game is also responsible for a lot of people's music taste because it has some exceptionally amazing music. The first game has almost 10 characters that you can choose from. Bob Burnquist, Kareem Campbell, Rune Glifberg, Tony Hawk, obviously, Bucky Lasek, Chad Muska, Andrew Reynolds, Jeff Rowley, and Alyssa Steamer. The game also has 2 unlockable secret characters such as Officer Dick and Private Carrera.
Who?
Playing as these skaters was super cool, and I really didn't know who any of them were at the time. But it felt cool knowing that these were real people in the game, actually doing this in real life. The gameplay is simple. A 2-minute timer, a list of tasks to complete, and you can take as many attempts as you would like after each 2-minute playthrough.
I usually just hit restart.
Some of those objectives are simple, such as spelling out the word skate and destroying 5 objects within the level. And on some levels, it differs depending on the level. Certain levels are played out as competitions to where you have to place in the medal to move to the next stage, which is gold, silver, and bronze. And the game also features 9 levels: Warehouse, School, Mall, Chicago, Downtown Minneapolis, Downhill Jam, Burnside, Streets, which is San Francisco, and finally, Roswell, aka Area 51, which is unlocked by beating 51 goals in the story mode. These levels were pretty memorable, especially Warehouse, School, and Downhill Jam. Me and my cousin would just endlessly play these levels as kids, which really fed to the replayability of the game. I just remember going over to his house all the time, Nintendo 64, playing and playing and playing and playing. That kind of stuff just sticks with you for your entire life. Really good memories. The game features a split-screen multiplayer offering 3 modes such as Graffiti,
Vandalism?
where players must accumulate the highest score by changing level elements into their own color via use of their tricks. If a player performs a high-scoring trick on an object that has already been marked, the object will change to that player's color. Trick Attack. It's pretty much highest score wins by doing combos. Pretty simple. And Horse? The infamous Horse.
Horse on the loose! Horse on the loose! These little mini horses are crazy, you know what I mean?
It's kind of a different take on the old basketball version, but long story short, you gotta spell horse. In the late 90s, Activision was looking to make a skateboarding video game, as they saw it had a lot of potential and identified it as a growing market. Activision pointed a studio to see what their take is on a skateboarding video game, but with their take, Activision was displeased and decided to go with Neversoft to lead the way. At this point in time, Neversoft had a few games under their belt: Skeleton Warriors for the Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1, PlayStation 1's version of MDK, and as well as Apocalypse, which was another game that was published by Activision. The very eager team would spend lunch breaks studying Sega's Top Skater, an arcade game, as well as watching skaters at the X Game to help with character design and feel, and at this point, Tony Hawk did the first ever 900 at the San Francisco X Games in the summer of 1999. After Neversoft endlessly played Top Skater, they felt that the game's linear and straightforward gameplay was lacking a sense of fun, and decided a circular racetrack-like feel would have been better, but ended up using the circular style in only 2 of the game's levels. And for most of the levels, they took fun or common locations such as school or warehouse and put things like ramps, rails, tables, and boxes to help the gameplay. Things that you would see street skaters skate on very often. Street skating is one side of skateboarding, potentially the most popular due to pure bias, and really opens up a third eye on a person for seeing a random stair set as something to skate on. Neversoft prioritized fun over a realistic take in the way of physics and level design, which honestly was a very smart idea since it is a video game, and a video game based on realism in 1999 probably would have flopped. The game engine is built off the Apocalypse game engine.
Really?
And the prototype character was Bruce Willis, which was the main character in Apocalypse. Honestly, I think Bruce Willis's Pro Skater has a nice ring to it. Due to his recent popularity and success, Activision took an interest in Tony Hawk to be the man of the game. Tony Hawk saw the commitment and passion of Neversoft and loved how the game felt and played, and eventually, he and Activision settled for a royalty contract to use his likeness and name, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was officially born. Funny enough, I learned what royalties were when researching Tony Hawk's Underground about 6 years ago. I always thought it meant something in probably London or the UK. Thank you, Tony Hawk.
I'm a dumbass.
Tony Hawk always wanted to be involved with a skateboarding video game and wanted the world to see skateboarding as a great limelight. Tony Hawk spent most of the development time as a QA tester and provided feedback so that the game can represent skateboarding in a great way. Tony Hawk was responsible for the list of skaters involved in the game, and each skater got a cut of the royalties and got to choose the outfits and how they looked in the game, and a signature special trick including Tony Hawk's 900, which was a very, very, very last minute addition as said by Tony Hawk himself.
When I finally did make a 900, I'll never forget that just a couple days later I emailed Neversoft because we were in the final beta version of the game. Like it was being submitted to Sony. You know, you cannot change it once that happens. Like you send it to the console people, that's it. You're locked into that version. And they were about to send it and I was like, "Hey, do you think you could put 900 as a trick in there?" And I'll never forget Joel, who was the head of Neversoft, sent me a reply just like, "Already on it, you fucking rule."
To help develop the style for each skater in the game so each person could have a unique feel, Neversoft would refer to skate footage to get the best sense of style for each skater. The game was supposed to feature manually, but was not put in due to time constraints, but was added in the sequel the following year. Funnily enough, the infamous videotapes were inspired by the stars in Super Mario 64, as that was one of, if not the hottest game of the last couple of years, and helped change gaming in the best way possible. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 became the highest selling PlayStation title in the fall of 1999, and the PlayStation version received the Platinum Sales Reward. The Nintendo 64 version was the 6th highest selling game in the fall of 2000.
You know, I wonder how I can make this video longer. If only they had a second Pro Skater game.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Oh my god, there's more than one Tony Hawk.
It's much better than the first one in terms of graphics, gameplay, level design, etc. Apparently, upon release, the game was praised so much it was classified as one of the best games of all time. Pro Skater 2 is a much improved version of the first game in so many ways. Bigger list of skaters, improved graphics, more levels, more modes such as level editor, improved gameplay featuring the addition of the manual which was used to improve combos. The career mode pretty much stays the same.
Really?
2-minute timer, collect the letters to spell skate, collect tapes, etc. The split screen multiplayer mode stays pretty much the same, and the free skate, it's still there. The newest addition to the game is the level editor. The level editor has a handful of pre-made parks and over 100 editing pieces to add to the level, and as a kid, I remember being so confused by having so much fun with this feature, I didn't know what to do with myself. The game featured the same cast of skaters as the previous game, with the addition of Steve Caballero, Rodney Mullen, and Eric Costin as well as Spider-Man.
I want a damn A.
The game features about 10 levels: Hangar, School 2, Marseille, New York City, Venice, Skate Street, Philadelphia, Bull Ring, Chopper Drop, and Skate Heaven. These levels were a nice build on from the previous game. Hangar gives such a familiar feeling from Warehouse from the first game, and it is a perfect opener to open with the sequel to an amazing game. And doing a second school is honestly a pretty good move and kind of a safe move, and it happened just to be the superior level. In October of 1999, Activision acquired Neversoft in hopes to build a bigger team for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Development started in the April of 2000 and the game was released in September of 2000, so it's a pretty short development time. Upon the game's release, the game is rated on Metacritic a 98 out of 100.
Nah, could be better.
Which is one of the best rated games of all time. The game series has made its mark on history at that point. You could have walked up to anybody on the street and asked if they played a Tony Hawk game, and they probably would have said yes.
Have you heard of these games?
No, how did you get in my house?
The main difference aside from gameplay from the two games is They each had killer intros of the Neversoft logo and showing off professionals doing what they do best, and the infamous disc logo. Unfortunately, the N64's version could only hold gameplay versions of the Pros, most likely due to memory issues. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1's menu screen is simple and straightforward. 6 options, scroll up and down, and select. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2's menu screen is a skateboard wheel, 7 options now, the newest being a Create a Skater and Park Editor. With Create a Skater, you can now make a character to play through the entire game. You can set your name, select your hometown, your age, your style, your stance, your weight, as well as your hair, clothes, stats, tricks, and as well as your board setup. A nice new innovation to the game series, which is built upon in games to come. Along with me and possibly all of Earth, this game is responsible for getting anybody and everybody into skateboarding. Through Tony Hawk, I have found great exercise and some great friends, hopefully to last a lifetime.
The gang's all here.
Skateboarding is something that even though I don't get a chance to do every day, it will probably stick with me forever. And I have these 2 games to thank for that.
Yeah! Yeah!
Personally, within the skateboarding community, it's one of the few places where you can feel judged-free and have the support of random strangers. So for me, and most of the people in the skateboarding community and the world, thank you Tony Hawk, Activision, and Neversoft for creating something as revolutionary as this game.
This game has helped me form some friendships that hopefully last a lifetime, and a community I've always felt welcomed in. You don't really find that much places. Now, only if they made more of these games.
You idiot, you have every damn game. Now make a video on the remasters.
Okay, I guess they remastered the first 2 games, so I guess I'll see you guys then. God, why did you smack me? It's not in the script.